The Save That Money record, your first top 20 radio record so far.
Yeah.
On Urban. How did that record come about? How did the Rich Homie Quans and the Fetty Waps, how did that happen?
Well, it all starts with the original concept of the song. I knew I wanted to make a song not about spending money, about saving it, because you hear a lot of rap songs about spending it. And just to me as a person, I like being ironic, A. B, I genuinely do have pride in the ways in which I save, so it just made sense for me to have that type of song. And then when it came to the features, I wanted to have guys on there that typically rapped about spending money, you know? So Rich Homie Quan, I mean, his name is Rich Homie Quan. And he's one of my favorite rappers, and I reached out to him. And he got on it. I think he loved the idea. And then I knew that this song, just as an idea, was like one of my better ideas in terms of it being like a digestible thing for mainstream America. You know what I mean? I think it like kind of encapsulated my whole vibe in a nutshell. And I knew this was like my big shot at, like you said, like a radio song. And who better than Fetty Wap to take it home with a hook? So I reached out to him, and he got on it, and I think he killed it, and the rest is history.
Now, at what point did you know this was going to be a big record? Because obviously you have an album with a lot of features and a lot of different concepts, but how did you know this one was going to be the one?
Well, I think the vibe of the beat, it's like a very radio-friendly beat. Let's not kid ourselves, it's got Fetty Wap and Rich Homie Quan on it, and I think that, like, those guys like are at the top of like the rap radio world right now. And I think I had, you know, everyone was saying to me it's a hit, but like as a guy who's never made a hit before, I'm certainly like I'll believe it when I see it. And it wasn't until I finished shooting the video that I knew that I had like literally, because I remember I wasn't even going to put the song on my album necessarily before Rich Homie got on, because I knew it was such a big idea and I didn't feel like it was the perfect version of the idea yet, and I didn't want to do it until it was like the perfect version of it. And once I finished the video, I knew that I had done everything in my power to make this as good as it could possibly be. Like, it could not have been a better package from like a song, video, feature perspective. So I felt like I had done my job, and if it didn't succeed the way it's succeeding, I would have felt like it was unfair, honestly.
So what do you attribute the song to its success? The video itself?
No, well, I don't know. I don't even know how radio works. I don't know. I think certainly the video helps. Like, it made a big splash. I think a lot of people, like, my fan base has doubled since the video came out. And the video only came out like 4 months ago, and I've been online for 2 years. So I think the video really helped. I think it's just a very accessible, relatable message. I think we're at a point in time where a lot of people are sick of the same stuff in rap, and I think this is the counter opposite of that, and I think people find it refreshing.
What's been your favorite celebrity reaction to the record so far?
Honestly, I get pretty happy when like comedians are into it. So like, as great as it is when a rapper tells me how fantastic it is, which is great, when someone like Amy Schumer tells me how much she loves it, or Sacha Baron Cohen invites me over to his house. It's like, because I grew up like dreaming of being a comedian. Not that I didn't dream of being a rapper, it just felt like I dreamed of being an NBA player too. I don't hold myself to that. But a comedian felt like something I could actually maybe achieve. So when these comedians reach out, it's like, man, my whole purpose when I started rapping was to be seen by these guys, and they're seeing me.
Now, what's been your weirdest fan reaction to the record so far, if any?
Weird fan reaction.
Maybe something you've seen online, or?
You know, it's pretty much all positive. The only things that bother me is when people say that I'm making fun of hip hop. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to, on the surface, see that and be like, oh, he's mocking hip hop. But I'm really not. I just really have a lot of pride in saving money. And I think that's totally rational and logical, and why shouldn't I swag and flex about that? It's like, to me, much more practical than swagging about spending money recklessly.
Now, on the subject of saving money, you mentioned a lot of cheap things in the song.
Yeah.
But what's probably the cheapest thing you ever done?
Let me think for a moment.
Because getting someone's login for Netflix is a pretty cheap thing, but...
There was this guy who lived in San Francisco, and I'm not going to name his name, but you know how there are these guys that, like, you're always lending them money? It's like small. It's like when you get pizza, it's like you pay for his $10 worth, but then he never really pays you back. So this guy was moving, and it was like the day before he was moving, and like we were like all hanging out celebrating, and I bought something for him for $10, and I was like, I know you're leaving tomorrow, so like you're really gonna, like I need you to pay me. And then I forced him, because I knew he wasn't gonna do it, I forced him to download Venmo. And like the next day, like I hit him up on Venmo and made him pay me, because I knew he was just gonna leave without paying me the $10. It was less about the $10, more about like the other $10. You know what I mean? It was just like kind of inappropriate to like make his leaving about that moment, but it felt like my last, like I wanted him to know that, whatever.